2007, 2008. Was that? I did 2012, 2013, sometime around then. And he was teaching on organizational wisdom then. And he said in his ministry that if you give him 3 genuine excuses why you did not do something, he will stop working with you. Let's say he asks you to do something and you give a genuine excuse. I mean, really genuine. You give the first one consecutively. You give the second one. You give the third one. He knows you are not serious. That's because you came with a genuine excuse. What if the excuse was not genuine? He said for him, he won't want to do a business with you anymore. That you cannot be relied on. You cannot be trusted. A leader gets a job done. No stories. If we send you from this hall to go and buy corn, and you leave this hall, get to the junction, and you say, all the people that are selling corn, they are not here, and you come back, do you have an excuse for not buying corn? Don't you have an excuse? Is it not genuine? Were corn people there? No. But if you truly, truly want to buy corn, if corn was a matter of life and death, will you buy it? So what happened the first time? Excuses. If you keep making excuses, you will make it all your life. Believe me, don't think you are making it for people. You will make it in small things and keep making it like that as your life is growing. And you will grow with it with plenty excuses. Wonderful excuses. And whenever you make the excuses, people will be like, wow. I know people in this my life that as soon as you call them and say, what's up, what happened? They will tell you a good story of what happened. I already know I will hear something tangible. And when you have something serious to do, you don't want to do, you don't call those people. True of us. They will tell you, you see, do not sleep at night. Therefore, this, that. And we carry these things into business. That's a wrong way to live. Deal with excuses, deal with self-sabotage, and deal with identity crisis. These are some of the things that if you deal with very well, it means you are ready to do business. You are ready to do business. Dealing with these things qualifies you for business. And I will tell you why as I continue to teach. Right? As much as I do not believe that everybody has to do business, I do not believe so. Right? But I believe that everybody should be able to invest in a business. It sounds like the same thing, but I know what I'm trying to say. Right? I believe everybody should be able to invest in a passive income. Passive income, one way or the other. Secondly, I believe that everybody should have multiple streams of income. You're a man, you should have multiple. More than one, at least 2, 3, possibly 10 of income. I desire to have many, 50, 100. I hope you're following me here. I'm not saying you should run a business. Whether you choose to run it or not, you should be able to have multiple streams. Multiple streams. It means you sustain the intelligence to invest in a business, or you can create other streams. If you say you're not a businessman, do this too. I hope you're with me. Before you get to that point where you're going to begin to build businesses. Hello, hope you're still here. You know, I told you in the month of July, these are the kind of things I would do, right? Before you get to that point where you are beginning to build businesses, there are some very important things that you must know. First is that usually you become an employee. All of us will begin our journey as employees or working for somebody. I believe, this is my belief, biblically sound, that the fastest way to own is to serve. The fastest way to own is to serve. The fastest way to own, to be in charge, to be an owner, is to serve. If you start by owning, you might end up serving. But if you start with serving, you're going to get to owning. In fact, a few years ago, I don't know how true this information is, but this was, I was talking with a bank manager, and I was in her office. And she said to me that she started her banking process with marketing. And as a matter of fact, that if you don't do marketing, your chances of becoming a manager in the bank is slim. If you don't do marketing. You know, if they give you a bank job now and tell you, start with marketing, what will you do? You say, I beg. I want to be counting money. I know, you're correct. She said that most people that work in the bank do not know that your best chance of being a manager in the shortest possible time is to start from marketing. So she had people that were relations that were in the banking, and she advised them to do marketing first. Go and do marketing for 1 year. Go and do marketing for 2 years. And they're like, why? He said, you don't understand. Go to the field. The richest bankers are the marketers. We don't have a lot of people working in the bank here, but I can tell you for sure, the richest bankers are the marketers. They make money that has nothing to do with their salary. Why are they marketers? They are trying to open accounts for people, trying to persuade people to open accounts. With that, they get to know important people, connect with important people. And these people start to do exchange businesses. And these people can't do these businesses without them. They are the ones managing those accounts. So some of them are going to China to buy products. They are changing $20,000, $50,000. And these people might have one naira on every dollar. Or 5 naira. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's not salary we're talking about. If you have to do any job, are you hearing what I'm saying? Choose the path that gives you the opportunity to meet with people. It's usually the most difficult. Persuasion, marketing, sales. Choose that path. It's better. In fact, if I'm to take a job now, as I'm standing here, and I have options, I want to take a sales job. Not because I'm a good seller. No. That's not the reason. It's because I'm going to make relationships. There are thousands of people I'm going to meet. Human beings are more important than counting money. Counting people is more important. Like hide in one office and say, hey, let me just be on low key. There's nothing low key about that place. And in the organized world, sales jobs, you are being paid according to your work. They give you something called float. Float is for, if they give you a car, it's for fueling and basic logistics, hotel, if you travel outside the city, and then, but they pay you based on commission. That for every 1 million, you have 1%. Every 2 million. It means God can open a door and you can sell 100 million. True or false? God can open a door and you can sell 50 million. It means whatever you are being paid, you can make more just from that commission. But these are the kind of things people avoid. Don't be that kind of person that avoids any place that you will need to build relationship with people. Don't do it. Don't say people are hard, people are difficult. People are good too. People are easygoing. You are going to meet all of them, but those you need people. People. Anywhere. Anything you are going to do something that involves people. Something that will require people. Something that will have to make you connect with people. Relate with people. Speak with people. Talk with people. Laugh with people. Play with people. Solve people's problems. In the days of you being an employee and working with a firm, there are a few important lessons you must learn, some things you must understand. If you are working in a circle, don't forget I said, usually before you become an owner, you need to serve, right? Few important lessons you will learn in the process of your service. Number one is that you are expected to learn and understand how systems and structure works. Systems and structure. Some of the things I'm saying confidently in church now are the things I learned in the social world, or what we call the secular world, in the godless society. Systems and structure. We undermine systems and structure a lot in church. A pastor comes and says, let's just be doing it first. Let's just be doing it. God will be helping us. Are you for real? Then you are doing a business, you say, let's just be doing it first. You don't understand systems. You don't understand structure. You must learn that from any organization where you're working. In fact, if you're not learning that, you're not working in a real organization. organizations differ, right? A real organization should have systems and it should have structure. System is a way things are done. The way things are done. Structure is who does the things. System is the way things are done. Structure is what? Who does the things. An organization system is protocol. If you get into Unizik, for instance, I want to pay your school fees, you don't need to see the what is it called? The VC. You don't have any business with the VC. Do you? You don't have any business with the provost. Do you? You don't have any business with the dean of students. Do you? You don't have any business. There are many people you don't have business with. The reason is because there is a way things are done. You don't need to meet those people to get these things done. There is a stipulated way. There is a place you go to. You will hear them make announcements sometimes here that if you want to see pastor after the service, meet so and so person. Somebody will say, no, I don't want. What does he feel like? Go and do that in Unizik. They say pay school fees, you will tell, if I don't give it to the VC, he's not serious. Is it not my money? You know how much I'm paying? How can I pay this amount and he will not be here to collect my money? Really? Whenever you begin to work in real-time organizations, what you're going to see is that there are systems. There is a way things are done. And if you see people that don't have respect for systems, they've not been in organizations before. Yes. And you will see it in their life. It will tell in their life. You will see the retardation they're experiencing because they don't respect systems. As soon as you're an employee in a real-time place, you must be aware that there are systems, a way things are done. If I need to see the dean, how do I see the dean? If I need to do this, how do I do this? If I want to register a course, I don't have a business with the bank, even though there is a bank in the school. There is a place I go to. Depending on what you want to do. It's not, you don't come into your department and say, where is the HOD of this department? I say, it's there. You go to his office. You say, you have not taught me since I came. Come to the class, come and teach us. A way things are done. Every place has it. How you will know charlatans is that they don't have respect for structure and system. They don't have respect for protocol. In fact, they get offended at the sight of protocol. That's one way to know a charlatan. Just people, somebody that should be an upper waker, be loading boss. So the sight of order irritates them. They are like, what is it? Before, what's be your own? How? You know, from their language, you know this is a tout. And some people do that in church. Some people do that in many places. You do that. If you set up a business, don't do that. Let that not happen in your office. There are offices you will come to, you will see things happen like that. There is no order to the way things are done. Anybody can come in anywhere, anytime, anyhow, meet anywhere, anybody. No. So you should understand systems and what? Structure. System is the way things are done. Structure is what does the things. So we have a president, that's a structure. Vice president, structure. What's the third in command? Senate president, structure. Then we'll have committees, we'll have legislature. These are governmental structures. If structures are working, they should be able to outlive the people. Anything that does not have structure does not grow, cannot grow, and will not grow. The only thing that can grow is something that has been factored into a structure. You might say, my business is just starting. There is nothing we are doing yet. You are correct. But if I were you, I will put in all the necessary structures at that level. Yes, you don't wait for this. You don't put the structures when you grow. Start those structures then. Sometimes you might fill all those roles, but start it early. For example, somebody calls me now and say, I want to start taking care of the children department every month. And I look at the person and I say, wow, we don't have a children department. Oh. Do you understand what is happening here? It means there is no structure to accommodate the assistance the person is bringing. If you check your life, there are many things that there is no structure to accommodate. For instance, you tell yourself, I should have an NGO. I want to be helping young girls do this. I want to be helping business people do this. I want to be helping out of school children. You have it in your mind. You have had it in your mind for 15 years, for 20 years. And it's a good idea. You can come and pray, God, send helpers. And that person has a structure that can accommodate assistance. Has a registered NGO with a name. Even if the office is not big, there's a small place that the person says is my office. It might be his room. Any address at all. And then somebody says, we want to do this and we want to do it. Let's say I want to give money so that this can be done. I say, pay it to me. Just give me the money. Let me do it. I can do it easily. Another person comes there and says, well, we have an NGO. We're already doing this. See what we have done before? We have attempted something. So this person has a structure that can accommodate assistance. Many people do not have structure. We can't help you the way you are. What you call business is not in existence. There is no structure that can accommodate help the way you are. And secondly, if you don't have that structure, there is no growth. We can only say that the women department is growing if there is a women department. True or false? You cannot say a women department is growing if there is no women department. If you say children department is growing, it means there has to be, even if we have to start with one child. Do you understand what I'm saying? It means it's one child that is there, then they became 2, they became 5, they became 10, they became 20. Structure. And you start it when? Early. The best place to learn how structures and system works is when you are working for people. Don't go there and say, I'm making money. How much are you making? How much are they paying you? Just learn structure. Number 2 thing you have to learn. Are you still with me here? Number 2 thing you have to learn is that you must learn and understand resource control. Resource control, resource allocation. Resource control. People are resources. Time is resources. Money is resources. Ideas are resources. A lot of things, the building you have is a resource. The space you are using is a resource. Anything you have is a resource. If you have worked in a place that they make meat pie, for instance, a big place that they make meat pie, and then you have entered there. Okay, let me give an example. Okay, let me use the meat pie example and I'll give another example. And you have worked there and you come back to your house, let's say, maybe 2 years later, and you tell yourself, I want to start meat pie business, for instance. You might start thinking of a space, right? But you remember that where I was working, although they have 10 rooms or 15 rooms or block of flats or whatever, or a big hall or a factory, that making meat pie does not take this much. Even in that place, it's just one room that they're using to do it. And you have 2-bedroom flats. What will you do with one room? It means by being in that place, you have learned that there is something called resource control, resource allocation. In fact, you will be able to identify resource. Some people have many things in their house that they don't know the value. Have you been to some people's house that you look around and you're like, wow, see money. I wish we had this. I would have done this. I would have done that. I would have done that. Somebody else is seeing what you're not seeing because the person has been exposed to an environment of resource allocation, resource control. They know how to spot resources. They know. When you go for job interview, the people interviewing you are looking for resource people. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for everybody. It's not everybody that come and say, wow, I like your company, I want to work with you, that you pick. No. You are looking for people you believe are resourceful. So these people know how to source for resource. We know how to source for resource. And you don't take long to know. It doesn't take so long. Honestly, it doesn't take so long. Imagine you work for an IT firm and they say you should do something in the village. And when you get there, you should try to get somebody that has IT inclination, for instance. Don't forget his resource. Think of somebody that has the inclination to do IT, and you get to that village. An IT person, for instance, what will I be looking for? Is a village. And I ask them, does anybody use computer here? They say, no, computer. There's no lights here. What are we doing with computer? And then you look around a little deeply, and you see a young girl with Android phone in her hand. Who has more potential to be a resource in that place, if not that person? So hanging around those kind of organizations helps you to spot resources immediately. The person might not have it all, but the person has the potentiality. It means you're already using a phone. If I can guide you small, you can do this one. If I can guide you small, you can do that one. That's why if you work in any serious organization, even though they picked you as a resource person, they still send you for training. All they saw was potential. They believe by working on the potential, you can become something meaningful. But people can work in organizations and never see all these things, because they are there to make money. The only thing in their head is how much. And they are angry. If you work for money, you are still very poor. Yes. And you will never be rich working for money. Resource. Let's say one of us in the choir, for instance, wants to start a musical crew, for instance. And God has given you the opportunity of people that can sing already. Right? Even if they cannot. But you've given somebody, sing, let me hear. The person sings, this one sings, this one sings, this one sings. Somebody that understands how resources work knows already what to pick. And it does not just pick from voice, it picks from many other factors. How punctual is this person? How well does this person listen? How does he want to pay attention to learn? Is this somebody you give correction and he begins to shout? All these things are factors. You see scouts come into a field where people are playing football and they sit somewhere, they are watching. They are watching, hoping to pick somebody they will take to Europe. Even the person doesn't know. But they can spot, there's a way somebody runs. They say, even if you know a bit dribble, we need this running in the field. There's a way somebody passes the ball. You know it's a little more training the person needs. Resource. You hang around places long enough, you should be able to identify resource. But you have to be a resource person yourself. If you are not, there's no way you can. Can I continue? Number 3. The third thing you must learn and understand is faithfulness in another man's business. Faithfulness. You are given the opportunity in the place of service to be faithful. It is required that a steward be found faithful. Please be faithful. Be faithful. I've told you that when we begin to talk about matters of faithfulness, we're not talking about saying the truth. No. Who did it is me. Even if you didn't say it was you, the CCTV camera would have picked it. Right? The best thing is not to do it at all. Don't do it at all. You commit to them on the basis of faithfulness. If two people are in a relationship and they say one is cheating, one is faithful. Let's say the one that is cheating cheats and comes back and they say, why did you cheat? Say, yes, I cheated though. Is he faithful? Right? But he's saying the truth. And then he goes out again the second time, comes back, did you cheat? Yes, I'm sorry. That person, I don't know if we should say is honest, or I don't know what word we can use for him, but faithfulness is not part of it. So when we talk about faithfulness, we're not talking about somebody that says the truth. That's not what we're saying. We're talking about somebody that can keep to their words, hang around it, stay around it, maintain the laws. Somebody that knows how to stick with order. Number 4, let's run. You must understand and know how to learn, how best you learn. And not just to earn. It is learning before earning. As a matter of fact, if you learn well, you don't even have to strive to earn. Earning will flow automatically. I'm saying these things because some of us will not become owners until we pass through other people's systems. There are places we'll have to pass through before we come into our own inheritance. Right? So there must be learning before earning. Let's proceed. I hope I'm not too fast today, am I? Okay. Why is it important to be an investor or to start a business or to have multiple streams of income? Why is it important? Why is it truly, truly, truly important? Why is it important to be like this? The first reason is this. It is not the job of your employee to make you wealthy. It is never the job, it is not the assignment of your employee to make you wealthy. It is not the assignment of your employee. I wish you know it early. I work for the government, good. It is not the job of the government to make you rich. I work with NNPC, true. It is not the job of NNPC to make you rich. I don't know the company, any multinational, as much as they pay. It is not their job to make you wealthy. You only believe you are wealthy because of your own standards. Do you understand? Hey, Jesus. Can I be honest with us? How many of us believe that if you are paid 100K now, you are being paid well? Don't say because of people. You know you are very fine. Don't raise your hand. Okay, don't raise it. Don't raise it. Do you also know that there are people in this hall now that if you employ them and pay them 500, they won't take the job? They will be like, no. But there are also people that if you give that amount, it's a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough. Their life has changed. What you call wealth is dependent on your level. Your level. I've had to converse with many of us, and we might ask you, what would you like to be paid now that you have graduated? How much would you like to be paid? They say, just give me 40K. 40K. I'm fine. For you, it's a big money. How about what do I need money for? Is it not just, and you are correct, you are very correct. In your heart of heart, that's what you want. Okay, just give me 100. Did they pay me 100? Did they do well? Did they do well? What did they want to do again? They have done everything they need to do. Some other person will never take that amount, no matter what you do. They will tell you, well, for them, their wealth standard, what they place as standard for themselves, has exceeded that bar. It has gone way above that. In fact, they feel insulted when you tell them that. So no matter what you are doing, that you are being paid and you think you are comfortable, don't think you are wealthy. Don't think you are rich. It is not the job of your employee to make you wealthy. It will never be their job. You are there to be paid stipends. Number two, this is why you have to start a business. That's what I'm telling you. Number two, is that your inflow should not be at the mercy of another man's decision. What you can have should not be what men can sit and decide. You can only earn more when they change their mind. And they can get angry and reduce it. They can get angry and say, we have been giving you 200. From now, collect 150. What will they do for us? They will tell you, if you don't like it, just go somewhere else. And there is nothing you can do. You can, in fact, you'll be happy that, what do they call it? They laid off some people, but they retained us. It's just that they reduced our salary. You know that kind of thing. That's what you'll be saying. It means your inflow is at the mercy of another person's decision. It could be anybody, anywhere. Right? It's not a good place to be. When you are scared, if I lose this, there will be nothing for me to eat. There will be nothing for my family. It's a dangerous thing. It's painful to know that you have to cut corners, you have to reduce your standard, because if it doesn't come at the end of the month, a lot is at stake. And you might be like that for many years. So it means the first thing you must learn to do is to try to create multiple streams. Let there be other streams. Let there be other flows. Immediately. As soon as you start earning money, that's your first job. Are you learning? Number three, why you must start up businesses, why you must invest, number 3 point, is that it is better to inherit an investment than inherit savings or liabilities. It's better to inherit an investment. If you are to pass something down to your children, it is better to pass down an investment, not money. I know you can have so much money and you pass down money, right? But the best thing to pass down is an investment. The Bible says a good man leaveth inheritance. Inheritance as investment is better than inheritance as finance, as money. So if you hand out businesses, it's better. Where you are working now, God knows it's not transferable. God knows. It's not transferable. It cannot be transferable. There was a beautiful question somebody asked the last time we had sisters meeting. I was here to be with them. And then the person was saying, if she gets married, she was doing a business. She started before marriage. If she gets married, what will happen to the business? Should she take it to the husband's house or leave it for the family? Do you understand? That option of whether to leave or not to leave is there because it's a business. If it was a job, well, there will be no conversation. What are we going to do? You resign. Is it that he resigns or one way or the other? Somebody will have to move. So we can be discussing, should I hand over this business so that I can go? Because it is a business. It is better to inherit an investment, a setup that can produce it, than inherit liabilities and inherit car. How about, what will you do with car? You know, if I say, what will you do with car? Somebody would think car is a big thing. I read the story of Anini, one criminal in Onitsha, many years back. The popular criminal, Anini, that's what they called him. I don't know him, he's not my friend. So, I had in his lifetime, he stole 16504. He's one of the champions of his generation. How many? 504. Peugeot. Pan, you know? So let me call it Peugeot. He stole 16 in his lifetime, and he was a general. He killed people to collect the 16. Lives were wasted, families died. A lot was at risk. At the end of the day, it was 16504 that was credited to his name. It's better to leave a business, to leave an inheritance, than to leave liabilities. Yes. Don't say, I have car, my children will take it. No. No. Some children are funny. Can I continue on this? Are you learning? All right. Number 4. Starting a business delivers you from the fear of losing your job. If you have worked in corporate circles, that threat will come to your face every week. Every week. If it doesn't come often, it will come every month. And that threat is a real threat. Don't joke with that threat. It's a serious threat. You are going to see it some people see it every day. They sit and they are on panic mode, a serious panic mode. Somebody just walks in, looks at you, and say, right, what do they call it? Go and answer the query. You're now praying in tongues. So that after I answer this query, and the query most likely will be a lie, right? You know, most queries are lies. You are hoping that God will move on your answer so that something can change. The threat will stare you on the face every week, every month. They will threaten you. Even if you didn't have that fear, they will threaten you. If you don't like this place, many people are looking for jobs, and you are wondering, what did I really do now? What is my offense? People will tell you that again and again and again. Maybe you are still single, it's not a problem. There are married people that are facing that problem. Maybe you are just married, it's not a problem. There are married people with children, 3 children, 4 children, that are facing that problem. Maybe your kids are still small. There are people whose children are in the universities. The daughter will still call by the end of the month for stipend. It's a real threat. It's a real threat no, you don't want to be there. I can tell you. This is not so that you can get there and be lousy and say, if you don't want, I can go. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that threat is a real, believe me, it's a real threat. It's a real threat. You don't know what it means to be earning and somebody says you can't earn again. And you look forward, look left, look right, look center, and truly, you will find out your help comes from God. You will find out experientially, because the maker of the heavens and the earth, your prayer point will change, your prayer life will change. You can become lean in 1 week. You lose weight, you don't have to go to the gym. It's a problem. It's a problem. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying, guys. Can I take it further? Time is already against me. As much as these things are true, you need to start a business to have these things. There are other things that starting a business does not do. It's a misconception. People believe if you have a business, there's a word we use for it, or they use for it. They say you are your own boss. You don't have to answer anybody, sir. You are free. It's not true. Can I be honest with you? Owning a business is more difficult than being an employee. Yes. Owning a business is more difficult. It's easier to be working for somebody than to own. It's easier. Sometimes, some people get honest with themselves and they know the rigor involved with ownership. They just submit to, be paying me, let's be doing it. You have not been asked to buy fuel. You have not been asked to buy diesel. Have you sat in an organization and you look very well and you're wondering, how did they make profit here? How does money come in? You look very hard and you cannot find. But at the end of the month, you are waiting. Better pay me. It's easier. Some people, they can even pay you and not eat in their house and just stay. Some people want to be honest to give you that money. Running a business is not about, I will be my own boss. I will be in charge. Whatever I like, I will do. You are sitting on a bicycle. Yes, it's a very funny thing to think. As a matter of fact, starting a business, write this down. Starting a business does not make you to work less. You will not work less than you were working. If you work less, you didn't start a business. You will work more. If you used to work 8 to 5 in your office, when you start a business, you will work 24 hours. You will work round the clock. People that you employed will say, yeah, I'm going now. No, you are not going anywhere. By 3 a.m. you are up. 4, you are up. 5, you are up. Even if you don't have to sleep, you will have to stay awake just to make sure things work. You will not work less because you started a business. You will work more. If you don't have a strong work ethic as when you are working with somebody, please stay where you are. Stay where you are. Just relax. Business is not for you. If you think it's a big deal, why would they ask me to come out and just stay where you are? If you think working on Saturday is a taboo, that it does not, it's not part of my job description, we must end by 3 on Friday, why would they call me again? Stay where you are. Because when you do business, you might be coming from there on Sunday. As in, you sleep in the office till Sunday morning, and then from there you come to church, sit down, we do. Then you go back there. You might not go back home and continue till Monday. If you don't have a good work ethic, please, business is not for you. And if you're working with somebody, we can see the way you think by the things you are saying. some things you can play with it until you start your own. That's when you understand the pain. But if you have the wisdom to understand it while you are still working with somebody, God has blessed you. Sometimes what employees are, you see, I'm mixing up employees and employers. I don't even know again. Sometimes the people that are employing you, right, they are trusting God to get one person or two people in an organization where 20 people are working who can feel their pain. They are trusting God for one. If there are 20 staff members, 19 and a half are foolish people. They are there to make money. And I can tell you this for, I've run businesses too. I've started, God. Yes, I've done businesses from scratch, not like it didn't happen. I've seen it again and again and again. When I had a school, I was a cleaner, I was the driver, I was the headmaster, and I was teaching 3 classes when I started the school. And I have to do it because out of the 15 or 16 students that started the school, 10 of them were relations. 10 were relatives. They can't pay. They will not pay. In fact, I just told them, just bring your children. Let them be going. Let it be that there are human beings here. The other 5 are people that say, a new school opened. Let's register. So there will be no need. There are things, no negotiations. I will have to be there early, sweep the class, mop, and package like everything is okay. And then go and drive students, the people that will have to drive when we started driving, come back and stand as headmaster. And you must smile. You must smile. Hello, you're welcome. You never chop. The school grew. I later had employees that are entitled. Very entitled. And they'll tell me, what do you mean? You have been paying us 18,000 since. You can't add 5. You added 2,000. Then they will get angry. And some of them will come by 9:30 when they should be in school by 7 and spoil their face first. Women, sorry. Okay, let me stop here. Have you worked with those kind of people? When they are wrong, they give you attitude. They give you attitude. That's because they are wrong. They give you serious attitude so that you don't have a ground. And sometimes as a single brother, I'm looking at them. I don't even know what to say. They will tell me it's because you are not married. You don't know what we're facing. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. People will have to tell me during staff meeting, those days, that it's because of them that this school is moving forward. I don't know the grace on their life. I say, really? The grace on your life? And this grace did not start. Go and start in your house. Let it grow. Because people always believe they are doing, is it employee or employer? They are doing the employer a favor. That is because of them things are going. You are just joking. If you have that thought and mind, it doesn't matter your importance in that organization. People even come to church and think like that. That is because of them. If they were not there, if not that they are fulfilling a role, if not that they are the ones doing this. You really think this is the first church that existed? And entitled people will still come tomorrow and believe it's because of them that we're making progress. They have not come. They are still on their way. Meanwhile, we have been doing mentality shift since before they came. We have been praying, they believe it's when they came we started praying. Where we praying, see, hey, people are funny. People are funny. And I can tell you firsthand, as somebody that has done several businesses and know how and worked at different levels, I can tell you this. The spirit of entitlement is just too much for some people. You don't work less as an entrepreneur. If you start a business, you work more. And like I will always say, if you don't have a strong work ethic now, you will be crushed under. In fact, you might have to go and get the book by Dr. Miles Monroe. the burden of freedom. Freedom is a burden. You know, you're in secondary school, they have to ring rising bell, everybody will rise, then you go and do what you have to do. And then you get home when there's no rising bell and you have to stand up by 5. Now you are free. You're no longer in school. There's nobody to ring bell, there's nobody. You are free. Are you not free? But if you miss work by 7, there's deduction. So you have to stand up by 5:30 with joy. With joy. You have to find the discipline. If you set your alarm and it didn't wake you up, you get 2 phones. Set one this side and set one there. Just in case you turn over to the other side. When it rings, one of them will have to wake you up. Because if you get to the office late, something is going down. In some offices, you clock in. Right? If it's places where you have to clock in by 7:30 and you come by 7:31 and the system has closed clocking in, they can charge you for not coming that day. It's not like you will clock in and it will not write 7:31. If you clock in, even if you try clocking it, it will not clock in. It's assumed you didn't come to work that day. And that's how it's going to count. You would have preferred that they were ringing bell, that there was rising bell, that people were moving around to make, that you will not appreciate what happened when you were in boarding school. That you wish. Freedom is a burden. It's a real burden. If you don't want to work, please, don't think of business. In fact, don't even think of working for somebody. Just stay at home. Some people have chosen the path that they must follow already. Right? And we understand you. We are with you. We are supporting you. Are you hearing what I'm saying, guys? So, starting a business will not make you work less. It does not. Number 2, it doesn't make you think less. As much as it doesn't make you work less, it doesn't make you think less. Now that you're working for somebody, you believe you're thinking too much. You are not. You are not. You don't know what I'm thinking about as a pastor here. That you are not thinking. You don't even care. It's not even your business. You don't know what your CEO is thinking. He's planning the next 2 months' salary. That there is 1 million in my account now, but if I spend it, the money we're expecting will not come in the next 2 months. Let me just keep it so that there will be money to pay you. At least in the next 2 months. He's thinking. He's calculating. He's removing. That's what he's doing at night. His children will run and come and smile. He will smile at them, but he goes back to his thinking. You that is the employer, is the employee. Employee will finish and just go to the bar somewhere, buy a chill drink, and you are cooling off. You are relaxing. You go home and watch movie. Have you sat on the screen to watch movie before, but you are not seeing what is there? It's playing, there is noise, but what is happening in your head is loud. It's louder. You are, hey, no. Landlord will call you the next day. Accountants are coming. Anambra State government will come and put a notice of tax. You have not paid. We're sending you to court. Another tout will come. Then somebody will come and boggle the same shop and take something that is very important. And you will add to the headache of the employer. You will not even come to work that day. You will just call by 12 and say, there's a way my stomach is doing me. Let me go on. It doesn't make you think less. Number 3, it doesn't make you stressless. I know you say, no skin pain. If you just start the business, it's running like that. What business is that? I don't know the business you will start and it will just be running like that. You will just stay. You keep your leg. You see all those things you see on Facebook? Be your own boss. Ask them for how many years they have worked to arrive there. And sometimes, also ask them to be honest. After they take the picture, what do they do? Do you know if you are serious about growth and development, it must become an addiction. And if it becomes an addiction, there is nothing you can do to change it. Having more money will not make you change it. If work does not become your life, you can't succeed with work. And if it becomes your life, even at 50, haven't you seen your parents at 60, 75? You will say that the rest now, they will stand up before you. If he has a shop, you'll be wondering, what is wrong with this man? You want to kill yourself. What do you want him to do? He's not even thinking he's doing something. It's normal for him to walk. So those movies where you see somebody hangs his leg in the Bahamas with coconut juice and, those things doesn't work. I've never seen it working for a real businessman. Believe me, it doesn't work. If he stays there, he won't stay there. He can't have peace for 1 week there. He can't. Some of you, if you tell your father to rest now, you want to kill him. You want to kill him. You tell your mom to rest. Rest what? Rest how? You say, but you have people working for you. I know a billionaire. I know a billionaire that does offload with. I think I've shared his story before with his people. It's somebody I know personally. So if this container comes in and they are doing offload of the things in the container to move them to a certain warehouse, he'll be there. He'll wear shorts with them and climb, carry the load, come down. If they don't tell you he's the one, some of the people that come there to carry the load don't know it's him that owns it. All of them are carrying it. He will tell you the one he carried, he will not pay for it. Because it's according to the pay. Do you understand? I asked him, Oga, slow down now. Wait be this one. He said this was how he became rich. He started like this. Guess what? Of recent, I had the man had injury in his leg. He's not moving freely the way he used to move. I was driving past his place sometime. When was I coming to work? On Sunday morning. I was driving past his place on Sunday morning, coming to work for a meeting. And I saw his son doing the same thing. His young son that I know very well. If I'd even blocked the road, I couldn't drive past. The boy came out. He said, hey! I said, hey, GK, sorry. What's going on here? He said, they are parking. The boy travels to Dubai, to China, but that wiring has entered him. It's a blessing to see your children be like that. Some of the times you're telling your parents, I want to just chill. They are wondering, did I give birth to a son? Is this a millipede or a centipede? Oh my God. Can we do more? I'm going to Onitsha this night. I wanted to close this service by 6:30. But let's go. What is a business? Maybe we introduce and we stop here. What is a business? A business is what you do consciously. Mark the word consciously. To 1, solve a problem. 2, add value. 3, make profit. A business is what you do consciously. To number 1, solve a problem. Number 2, add value. And number 3, make profit. If you are missing out of any of them, you are not in business. If your business is a real business, you must show us the problem it is solving. What need is it meeting? So you must solve a problem. Must solve a problem. Must solve a problem. Please believe me, must solve a problem. Number 2, that business must add value. It must be able to make people's life better. One way or the other. It must add value. Number 3, it must make profit. If it doesn't solve a problem, but you are making profit, it's a criminal business. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it doesn't solve a problem, but you are making profit, you're a criminal. If it doesn't add value, but you are making profit, you are still a criminal. You are a very serious criminal. And finally, if he solves a problem and is adding value and you are not making profit, it's a charity. It's not a business. It's a charity. Please run it as charity. So it must be solving a problem, it must be adding value, and it must be doing what? Making profit. Say, can we say making profit? It's like we don't like. If you feel bad about money, don't stop coming for this class. You must make profit. Let me not talk much because there's no time. When we come next Wednesday, we'll continue on this matter. In fact, I'm going to start again from what is business so that we'll look at these points very well because I need to show you many criminals that believe they are doing business. And you bring somebody to add somebody. You must show me the problem. If anytime they cannot show you a problem that they are solving, that if you bring 5,000, we'll now give somebody 5,000 and he will bring 2 people and 2 people will bring 5,000 and maybe you are not the criminal, you are the victim, right? But somebody is stealing from somebody in that business. It doesn't matter how good it sounds, even if we bring it to church, in case you are planning to bring one tomorrow. Because what they're doing on each other is that they meet the pastor's wife so that she will bring all the women. I don't know if they do that in Awka because then all the women are in it. So you must be making profit. Let me stop that. There are 3 types of business on broad scope. 3 types. Broad level. We'll go back to this again and then we'll continue next Wednesday. The first is trading. 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 The first type of business is trading. Trading. It simply means to buy low and sell high. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Trading. Basics. If you don't understand it that much, you should not be in business. You must. I bought it for 45 naira and I'm selling it for 47. I'm selling it for 50. That's trading. Buy low, sell high. Number 2 is production. Production is a business, very important. You are into manufacturing of some sort, right? That's business. Number 3 type of business. Don't forget, every business will be around these 3. Number 3 is service. Services. Under services, we'll have two types. We'll have the vocational services and the skill services. Vocational services and skill services. What are vocational services? Very simple. Very, very, very simple. Let me read what I wrote down and then I will explain. Vocational services are professional services requiring dedication to humanity. Vocational services are professional services requiring dedication to humanity. There must be dedication to humanity. You are even required to deliver your service guided by an oath. Sometimes in vocational services, you are required to deliver your service guided by an oath. You already know the kind of people I'm talking about as vocational services. Right? Give me an example. Oh yeah? A lawyer is providing vocational service. A doctor is providing vocational service. If you have to go to school and do oath taking, you're a vocational service. Pharmacy, I think many other people, right? Nurses, health workers, lawyers. Even in some cases, you might not be, but there is dedication to humanity involved. In fact, you are expected to operate by certain codes and ethics. It means it's a vocational service. There is one vocational service that people ignore. In fact, we downplay it in Nigeria and it's a problem. Agriculture. Every farmer must not sleep in the morning. The same way a nurse will have to bath early, go to the hospital, knowing that people are going to die if something goes wrong. It's the same way every farmer should wake up every morning on his way to the farm, knowing that something can go wrong. Not just with the animals or the farm, but human beings we eat. That if these crops die, we might have food scarcity. Like we're experiencing now, that people cannot buy pepper. Pepper, we can't buy. Tomato, we can't buy. Beans. As soon as, we're downplaying agriculture, the day it is effectively crippled in this country, you will see that no other person has a job. Do you understand what I'm saying? As soon as we kill agriculture, people can't go to farms in Jos anymore. So the popular tomato Jos the farms has been taken over by Fulani headsmen, and we think is a joke. Until we effectively deal with these matters, even other vocational service providers will not have a job to do, because everybody will be dying of hunger. People will faint and come to the hospital. And when you give them injection, they will say, please, just give me food first. People have died on hunger in the streets of Awka here. You had videos of people fainting on the road. I heard from a reliable source, an exporter, that he wanted to export food to China, and he realized he takes our food from here, go to China, and it's more expensive in China. Yes, in a city with their population in China. They said the cheapest thing in China is food. The cheapest thing. Even in places like UK. Call your friends that are there. Tell them to tell you about turkey. They can buy plenty turkey that has been chopped, maybe for a few pounds or a few dollars. Meanwhile, here you can't use that money to buy one chicken. How much is one parent cock? Hey, think about it. One, not two. One. Things we used to buy for 6,000 and we are complaining. 5K, we are complaining. I don't know what meeting we wanted to have, and we went to buy one giant parent cock and they said 30,000. I was wondering, is it a goat? It's not turkey, it's not goat. Why will I buy it? It was chicken. One chicken, 30K. In this country, one egg is now what? One seed of tomato is how much? You don't know? one ube pear, small one. I think all of us need to go back to the farm. All of us. Yes, it's a place that is being undermined. As a matter of fact, the richest Americans, you might not know, are the ones in the bush, the ones in the farmlands, the hinterlands. Those conservatives, they are some of the wealthiest people in the United States. I'm saying this to say, not just everybody needs to start thinking of. In fact, corporately, we need to gather as a church and start thinking of farming. Corporately, we think of agriculture, we think of agricultural processing. We need to start thinking of something. 3 people need to finish this meeting and look for where they will get empty land, farm cassava, produce gari. Don't say I'm jobless. You are not. Oh. You are not. There are farms in Ifite. Okay? There are places that people, even inside school. If you say I don't have money, how much was your house rent? Average house rent, lodge is how much? 150, 200. Okay? And you say you can't farm? What can you do? Why not take 100 and farm corn, only corn? 50, only corn, in a small portion. People are undermining agriculture. In fact, let's not talk about that. Next week we'll continue. Then the second aspect of service is skill services. Of course, you already know what skill services are. If you've been blessed, let's pray before we go. Let's pray for 5 minutes. Stand on your feet where you are. The difference between what we are doing and business seminar is the grace for performance. That's the difference. You can consider what I'm doing a business seminar. You can consider it. Except that there is an anointing back in it. It's not a business talk. In the midst of these conversations, Clear ideas will come to people. What to do will come. Direction will come. It will not be like something that was said somewhere. So I want you to pray. Simple prayer. Say, Lord, open my eyes. 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 It's a serious prayer. Open my eyes. Show me what can be done. What should be done. What must be done. Where it must be done. Give me solutions to problems. Help me not to see problems as problems. Help me to see them as opportunities. Help me to be able to identify the resources you are placing around my life. The assistance you are bringing to me. Parosafana Hadis. Barakus Kafaria de Barahazavaras. Let the grace for performance follow me home. Perosi Cambro Tosco Fariates. Melika Barahazabras Kofataka Bampalas. Marohosofateka Mambras Kesu. Morakapada Babras Kasafala Hadakapadai. You are doing something to my mind. You are doing something to my understanding. You are bringing me to the place of relevance. You are empowering me for this generation. You are helping me to help others. You are blessing me to bless others. You are favoring me to favor others. You are providing for me to provide for others. Moka fate kabraske sala. Zote tefeke peresko matapadai. The devil doesn't want you to take this thing serious. Doesn't want you to take your finance serious. Doesn't want you to take your health serious. The devil doesn't want you rich, believe me. He doesn't want you rich. He doesn't want you successful. Pelo cambosko fante. So some of your laziness is an attack. Some of your lack of ideas is an attack. It's an attack from the darkness. There are times you told yourself, let me just sleep. Identity crisis is an attack. Self-sabotage, an attack. Some of the excuses we are making are attacks from darkness. Ola hasi barakos kofelid barasus evreskebete shekapanta farada baroka boskati mantole hasi rebekone maskove ventoria de barahazina mat barahasali kabras kofatata mantai kelo sufra hadamantaria dabanai. There is a wisdom you need. Ask for it. Ask for it. Ask for it. It can become better. Don't make the choices that your parents made that kept them down. Look at you. You are about to repeat the same mistakes. About to go the same route. Why are you scared of taking the risk again? In their time they were afraid. Why are you afraid? Why not make that move? Peno sakapante la kapai sebota bresco fanamanta. There is a reason God brought you to this place. He wants to empower you. He spoke to Abraham. I will bless you, but it's not so that you can be a blessed man. It's so that you can be a blessing. Have you become a blessing? Look at your resources. How many lives can you change with it? How many more people can turn around if your own life turns around? How many more people can be delivered if you are delivered from hardship? Father, open our eyes. I want you to pray finally and say, let the earth yield her increase. Let the earth yield her increase. Mote kambasad lebrasuka fate kababaraske la mantai. Bato kapone mantali savarada zote kabraske fataka babarata kambe o malo sofedi rehosavalia la karahasinas breno moskofene lebratoso kabenatai Mantalika braskedo. Jebede beresko sameno mamante. Mantola kabraske pataka fante barahadi. I receive grace from the Lord. I receive grace. I do not faint. Jebeno mabraske fana mamanai. I'm not lazy. I work hard. I work hard. I work hard. I will stay up when necessary. I will do the needful, do the required. I will register my business. I will make a move. Why sit we here until we die? Why? The 4 lepers had to ask themselves, we are disadvantaged, we are lepers, but why sit down? Should we remain in this location? We can move. We can make a move. You can make a move. You can make a move. I understand that life is against you. Nature is against you. Background is speaking against you. Time is working against you. But why sit down until you die? Will you not be able to make a move? Do you know what God can do in the camp of your enemies if you make a move? If there is hardship in your family, speak to yourself, it will end with me. What I have seen is the last. What I know is the last. I will break the cycle of poverty. It will end with me. Has come. My help has come. My help has come. Come. Thank you, Lord. In my help has come. Receive the help of God. Maloka Moskavada Babrasko Sifana Babalakadas Mentora Haziza Fresco Bina Mantale Kambara Hasani. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name. We don't have the time. We're going to continue next Wednesday. Very important. Please don't miss out July and August. Please. Please. We have a lot to do. Every Wednesday, invite people, let them know. You might undermine the importance of what we're doing. Today, I was discussing with a businessman who were trying to provide solution to his business, and this was a kingdom-based business. I had to tell him that the miracle of the fish that happened with Peter has a technical and a spiritual side to it. And we must understand the technicalities involved in that miracle. I told him that Jesus wanted to preach, but the only person that had a boat there recorded was Peter. You might say, I'm here to partner with God, but God doesn't want your partnership because you don't have what it takes. Boat doesn't have to be a spiritual thing. Think about the fact that Peter had a boat. He had a boat he could give Jesus. Many people will be there and say, I wish I can help. But wishing doesn't mean you can partner with God. Peter had a boat. Peter had a net. Peter knew how to fish. Do you understand? That miracle happened. But he had a boat, had a net, and knows how to fish. As a matter of fact, he has fished all night. Toiled all night. That was what he called it. And caught nothing. It means Peter was exercising the abilities he has. He didn't just sit back and wait for a miracle. When Jesus came in the morning, Peter didn't have attitude problems. If you were the one that fished all night and came in the morning, you are trying to mend your things to go home, and a random stranger walks up to you and says, let me use your boat. Use my boat to do what? Some of us, our attitude is say, do you know how far I've suffered? Use my boat to what? Peter would have done that, and that miracle will still not happen. How Peter was able to calm down, maintain his cool, and told Jesus, if you want to preach, please use the boat. Look at the small pain you went through, the small challenge you went through, and how you are reacting, even with divine assistance, the way you reject it. That's why we're teaching the way we're teaching, so that you understand how these things work. There's a technical part to it. There's a miracle, but there were technicalities. And you might say, it's because Peter's, it was sanguine. What do they call those people? Sanguine, or whatever. You can just explain anything away. Don't say Peter is not hot-tempered. He removes somebody's ear with knife. He moves around with knife. And you say, it's just that I'm hot-tempered. Please, if you have attitude, I know you have a genuine reason to be angry. It's just that you were angry in the wrong place. You came before your destiny helper, and that's where all your nonsense came out. Peter would have done that with Jesus. The only thing you saw was the fish. Jesus looked at the same guy and said, go back. He was obedient too. At that point, he doesn't know Jesus. It was just somebody that wanted to help other people. So that you don't make an excuse why you have to carry attitude. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, some people will say it's because that was why I transferred aggression. Peter had good reasons to transfer aggression. My attitude will not kill me. It will not kill me. Lord, we thank you. We give you the praise. I thank you for the billionaires you are raising in this house. I thank you for the world changers. We are convinced that eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man the things you intend to do with us, through us, and for us. We are grateful. We come humble every day. We ask that you take advantage of our little contributions and make a name for yourself. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. God bless you. You can cast your seat.